so here I have the next question on the board, which says a nuclear reactor is working at 30% efficiency. That is the conversion of the nuclear energy to electrical energy. So efficiency is the output power to the input power. Okay. In this reactor, uranium 235 nucleus undergoes fission and releases 200 mega electron volt energy per atom. So what is the energy released per atom during the fission of one atom or during the fission of uranium 235? That is 200 mega electron volt. If 1000 kilowatt of electrical power is obtained in this reactor, so this is the output power, then the number of atoms disintegrated, that is undergoes fission, per second in the nuclear reactor is. See, the question is pretty simple. Let me just help you guys with the solution of this question as well. See, efficiency is output power upon input power into 100. This is 30. Output power is 1000 kilowatt. So I can write it as 1000 into 10 raised to the power 3 into 100 upon P input. Okay. From here, what I can get is 3 is equal to 10 raised to the power 7 by P input, and P input can be written as 10 raised to the power 7 by 3. Okay. So this much joule of energy per second is the input energy. Okay. So this is the P input. Now see, they are saying that when one atom of uranium undergoes fission, it produces the energy 200 mega electron volt. Okay. So energy released during the fission of one uranium atom is 200 mega electron volt. That will be 200 into 10 raised to the power 6 electron volt. Now bacha, 1 electron volt is 1.6 into 10 raised to the power minus 19 joule. So by substituting the value of electron volt over here, this will come out to be 200 into 10 raised to the power 6 into 1.6 into 10 raised to the power minus 19. So this will be come out to be 3.2 into 10 raised to the power minus 11 joules. So this is the energy liberated or energy released during the fission of one atom. What is the energy released during the fission of n atoms? What will be the final energy? That will be 10 raised to the power 7 by 3. Okay. So n atoms multiplied by 3.2 into 10 raised to the power minus 11 will be equal to this much energy per second. Okay. So when you will solve this for n will be 10 raised to the power 7 by 3 divided by 3.2 into 10 raised to the power minus 11, which will be 10 raised to the power 7 by 3 into 1 by 3.2 into 10 raised to the power minus 11. So when you will solve this, your answer will come out to be 1.04 into 10 raised to the power 17 approximately. Okay. So if you have a look onto the options, you can see over here, your answer will match to the option 1. So let me just put that into the box for you guys. So this is the correct answer for this particular question. I hope that's clear to you guys. The question was pretty simple. Let's have a look on to the next question now. So here I have the next question on the board, which says the two blocks A and B are in contact with each other. They are given to us in the figure over here, and they are saying further that they are placed on the frictionless horizontal surface. Please mark these words. They are placed on the frictionless horizontal surface. A force of 90 Newton is applied horizontally on block A. In situation 1, you can see this force is being applied on block A. In situation 2, you can see the same force of 90 Newton is now being applied on block B. You need to find out that which of the following statement is correct. We are given the mass of block A as well as the mass of block B. Let's try to solve this question over here. To solve this question, let's try to find out the force of contact between block A and B. So if I just consider the first situation, you can see these are my two blocks. This is block A and this is block B. In the first situation, force of 90 Newton is being applied on block A. This is placed on the horizontal surface. Now due to the application of this force, these two blocks are going to move towards right with the acceleration A. There is going to be the force of contact between these two blocks, and all the option talks about that force only. Since both the blocks are in contact, the magnitude of force by block A on B will be 90 Newton as statement 1 says. Option 2 says, or statement 2 says, magnitude of force by block A on B is 30 Newton and magnitude of force by block B on A is 60 Newton. So basically all the option talks about the force of contact between these two blocks. So let's try to have a look onto that. Let us suppose the force over here is FC, which is the force of contact between A and B in this situation. This is situation A or situation 1. Okay. Now bacha, over here you can see this is block A. For block A will be pushing block towards right. So I can write the equation for block B as well. This is block B. So there is the force of contact that is acting on this block B, which is towards right, because of which both the blocks are moving towards right. On block A there is a force of 90 Newton which is acting towards right, and a force FC which is acting towards left. This FC is the force of contact between block A and B. Okay. The same force will be exerted by block A onto block B. In both the situation, the forces are going to be different. The force of contact is going to be different. But if I just consider this situation A, both are exerting same force FC on each other. Okay. So in this situation, if you try to find out the net equation for the force, net force, that will be 90 minus FC is equal to mass of block A. Mass of block A is mentioned to us in the question as 20 kg. So that will be 20 A. This is my equation 1. Okay. For block B, bacha, I can write down FC is equal to 10 A because mass of block B is 10. On adding these two, on adding 1 and 2, we will get 90 is equal to 30A, and this gives me acceleration as 3 meter per second square. But if acceleration is 3 meter per second square, what will be FC? On substituting the value back over here, FC will come out to be 10 into 3, that is 30 Newton. Okay. So in the first situation, the force is 30 Newton. So here, magnitude of force exerted by block A on B. What is FC? In situation 1, FC is the force exerted on block B by block A. So that comes out to be 30. So option A is incorrect. Option B is correct. Option C says magnitude of force exerted by block A on B is 60 Newton. the 90 Newton force will produce an acceleration of different magnitudes in A and B, which is also incorrect. So the only correct option is option B. Okay, so I hope this question is also very clear to you guys. And similarly, if you try to find out the force here also, here what will be Fc? Fc will be mass of this block multiplied by the acceleration, which is going to be 3 in this case. So this will be 60 Newton. So what will be the force exerted on block A by block B in this situation? That will be 60 Newton. So I hope this is clear to you guys. Now let's move on to the next question. So here I have this question number 6, which was the last question of part A for physics. So this question says, in adjoining circuit R is 5 ohm. So we are given this electrical circuit. It is desired that the voltage across Rx should be 6 volt. So we are given this Rx, you can see we are given the voltage across this is 6 volt. Okay. Then the value of Rx should be, you need to find out the value of Rx. Okay. First of all, see over here, the resistance of each of the other resistors is R, and R is 5 ohm, that is mentioned to us in the question. Let's try to find out the equivalent resistance for this part of the circuit, that is this part. Okay. There is one more thing that you can notice from this question, that 18 volt is the total voltage that is provided to the circuit. If 6 volt is the voltage drop across Rx, but what will be the voltage across this remaining part? Across this the voltage will be 18 minus 6, that will be 12 volt. So this part of the circuit is getting the voltage 12 volt. Now see over here, these two are connected in parallel, these are in parallel. So what will be the equivalent resistance of these two? R and R in parallel will give you R by 2. Now this R by 2 is in series with this. So let me just change the color. The equivalent resistance of these two, I can simply redraw this circuit as, I will be writing it over here. This is the solution. So now the circuit will be this resistance. You have already calculated the equivalent resistance. I am just going to draw it with the other color. This is R. Okay. And then this is Rx. So you can redraw this circuit like this. So this is Rx. This is R by 2. This is R. This is R. And this is R. Now just see over here. What will be the equivalent resistance of these two? These two are connected in series. So the equivalent resistance will be 3R by 2. R plus R by 2 will be 3R by 2. So simply I can redraw the circuit diagram for this. This can be also redrawn as this resistance. You have calculated the equivalent resistance of these two. I am drawing it with this yellow color. Then we have this resistance. This is Rx and this is simply battery. Okay. This has the resistance now 3R by 2. This has the resistance R. This has the resistance R. This is 18 volt. Okay. This is 18 volt. I hope this question is clear to you guys till here. Now you can see again from here that these two resistors are connected in parallel. If they are connected in parallel, what will be the equivalent resistance? Equivalent resistance will be R into 3R by 2 by R plus 3R by 2, that is 5R by 2. So that will be simply 3 by 5R. Okay. So I can again replace these two resistors with a single resistor of 3 by 5R. So this is, let me just draw this with the other color. This is Rx. this is 18 volt, this is R, and this is now 3 by 5 R. Now bacha, this 3 by 5 R and R are connected in series. These two are connected in series, so their resistance will be 8 by 5 R. Okay, so we have calculated the equivalent resistance for this part of the circuit. This part of the circuit has the equivalent resistance 8 by 5 R. The value of R is mentioned to us in the question. Value of R is 5. So this will become 8 by 5 into 5, that is 8 ohm. I have already told you guys in the beginning when I started solving this question that this upper part is getting, this part of the circuit is getting the voltage of 12 volt. So with the help of this, what we can find out? We can find out the current that is flowing through that part of the circuit. I will be V by R. So V is 12 and this is 8. So that is 3 by 2 ampere. So 3 by 2 ampere is the current. Now bacha, see over here, this part of the circuit is in series with Rx. Okay, so the same current is going to flow through Rx also. So same current is flowing through Rx. So I can write I will be V by Rx. What is the voltage across Rx? That is mentioned to us in the question as 6. So 3 by 2 is equal to 6 by Rx, and this gives me Rx as 4 ohm. So 4 ohm is the correct answer. If you have a look onto the options, you can clearly see over here option A is the correct option. So let me just put that into the box. Okay, so 4 ohm is the value of Rx. So this question was again a pretty simple question. So with this we have came to an end of our discussion of part A1 of the paper. In part A1, as I have told you in the beginning, the question were only single choice question. Okay, so out of all the 4 options, only one option was correct. Let's move on to the discussion of part A2 of the paper, which included more than one option correct questions.